Hi, I'm Dr. Richard Jermyn, Dean of the Rowan-Virtua School of Osteopathic Medicine. Welcome to Dialogue with the Dean, our podcast series dedicated to highlighting the thought leaders who are advancing the mission of the medical school. Our mission is to foster innovation, elevate excellence in education, and advance transformative healthcare practices. Today, we are thrilled to have Dr. Mira Lalovic-Hand, Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer at Rowan University and Professor in the Harry M. Rowan College of Engineering. So strategic investments in cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and secure health data, Dr. Lalovic-Hand has helped position Rowan University to continue to lead in healthcare innovation and to provide high-quality training to healthcare professionals. She also serves as a mentor to future leaders, as an executive sponsor for the Women Leaders in Technology, and was recognized as a 2024 Philly CIO Orby Award winner for the exceptional leadership, innovation, and vision. Welcome.
Thank you.
It is so nice to have you. My first question, and I know the audience wants to hear this, how does an engineer go into IoT and do what you've done?
IT.
IT.
So it's a long journey. One day someone told me I could write a book about it. But my original engineering degree in bachelor's was in railways transportation. There's no equivalence here, but in equivalence, it's really all the engineering majors combined, because you need trains for electrical engineering, trains run on electrical engines, also have brakes. There are pneumatic or mechanical, so mechanical engineering. You have civil engineering, because half of the train design and going through is by designing the train tracks and tunnels and resistance and speeds, all of those combinations. So I learned a lot and decided it's going to be operations that I really wanted to combine all of those. And one day I find myself in Barcelona presenting in a conference for Informs. It was 1997. And guess what? Dr. Hushman walks into my presentation and he tells me about this industrial engineering program for masters. I was already in master's program back in Belgrade in Serbia, and I was intrigued. I didn't think that can transpire, or really didn't see it in my horizon. So I asked my boss for 1 year sabbatical, and fast forward, ended up finishing my PhD in University of Cincinnati. Dr. Hushman moved on right after that 1 year a master's there, so I have to swim there. It seems like managed, because he called me back when he moved to Drexel. And that's how I ended up in education. I think I discovered at that point that my best skill is really going along with the change and applying principles of engineering to any operation out there. And once I landed as a dean of graduate school in Rowan University, it was evident that data is all over the place. Provost at the time was frustrated about it. And I made my mission to figure out what is garbage in, garbage out. And learning about all these systems, it was just when I was feeling comfortable what's going on everywhere that we landed with agreement. Actually, it was, as you know, a direct order from the governor that we join our forces together, osteopathic medicine with Rowan University. And I got the task to figure out how the system's going to get together.
Yes.
It was just 6 months, and well, now we made it, and not only made it, we really made it.
Absolutely.
But that was a small journey.
And I want to just thank you. And you and I had this conversation, but very, very publicly, to say, COVID happened, didn't
Oh
it?
man, yes.
And COVID happened, and Rowan University went into an online system overnight.
Oh yeah.
And you had an additional stressor, didn't you? Because not only did we have to do teaching online, we had to do patient care online. And somehow, and I'm going to ask you how you did it in a minute, but somehow, almost seamlessly, everything went online. And just so our audience knows, this has never happened before. So we didn't have access to our patients at this time, didn't even know what to expect, but somehow you did it.
We flew.
And so how did you manage to balance the education, all the missions that we have, the patient care, obviously educational, and even the research you managed to make happen?
Thank you for that compliment. Actually, only now I realized that people did not realize what the success and comfort they had until everything is over, and then people are talking to their colleagues in different places and realizing how smoothly it went here. But honestly, it's maybe some of that is my past experience. So I went through the war environment, came from Bosnia or Yugoslavia falling apart. And I really recognized this war of germs being very similar.
Yes.
And so I did not lose it. It was okay. Focus, what are the needs of the university? Students have to still do education. How do we provide everything we did where you had to come on campus and now you have to stay at home? So the first few meetings I remember with the cabinet was, what do we do? And I said, this is going global. It's going to be a shortage of technology. I asked our president to sponsor a large amount of laptops just off the go. We were already ahead because of the diversity environment that I was serving. We are ahead of trying to put the system together so you can do wherever you are. So researchers from Alaska can reach their data. You are visiting a nursing home, you can reach the data you needed. Teachers who are visiting us once a year, you have a visiting professor from a different hospital that just he's comfortable or she's comfortable with the data that, or technology they were using for classroom. So that was a mission already on the way. It was just speeding it up and directing my team. I do remember telling them this is a war, and just calculate if it lasts 6 months, calculate a year and a half to it. That is going to be our struggle to actually normalize the situation. And yeah, I can tell you I had all kinds of faces, like her and her war stories. And later on, just like you coming now, how we managed, they said, yeah, she was right.
Yep. I want to say that there's so much more to this story, but what I learned during this process, and it was great working with you, because I literally stressed your department so much. I'll explain that in a minute. But I learned that we can't do anything without you. Absolutely cannot do anything. So you have an idea, and go back to COVID, we had an idea. Now we're all online, everything's going through, and now we started this big vaccination program, right?
And it was almost immediate.
Almost immediate. And then I went to you and said, I want to do it in the community. I want to do it in a van. And you said you need to get HIPAA-compatible Wi-Fi on your van. And I'm like, what is that? And how do we do it? I'm like, that's your job. And you did it. And you did it. And then we took that technology and started our whole mobile fleet.
We also had demand from the college immediately to have a call center on the go, because we were very first one. you guys managed to convince the governor to be the first place to open vaccination. I remember having friends from Philly calling, say how I get there because it's open, and I'm like, holy schmoly, we would need something. And that something was data center. So I draw back on my partners. So Cisco came through for us. They set up that call center overnight for you. Then we decided, learning on the go, that it's better where people can actually put a form in so we can anticipate and plan amount of people we can handle per because of the vaccinations. Vaccines themselves needed some time to be set up, right? So learning about the environment and what the process constraints are, what are the stresses, how to work on that, and still stay in the background, because the point wasn't me, it was a doctor, and a comfort, and making sure that people trust what we deliver. So that comes always first. And the same goes for the award. It's not really mine, it's my team's. There's so much done in the background. So. And they make it all happen. I just have to answer a few questions about future.
Well, let's talk about the future.
Oh no.
Yeah. So you and I've had this conversation many times, and you reminded me this. I'm going to remind you in a minute. But when we talk about AI, right? And and now this is not new, first of all, right? It's been around for a while, but now it's in every educator's toolbox if you want to use it. So I'm going to ask you, because you told me that this is nothing new, we're just starting to use it. So what is the future? One, should we be afraid of AI, or should we be embracing it? And then maybe you could talk a little bit about where you see it in healthcare.
Oh, well, it's here. So we cannot be afraid of it. We just have to dive in and control it on our own environments and deliver what our place is. So you still deliver excellent education and healthcare. You're a unique college where you have both missions, and they are critical in every aspect of the word. So if just looking at that, there are so many applications how we can improve. So in general, AI is really being seen so far as productivity tool.
Yes.
The way we did productivity so far was we're going to just add more people to the project so it's been done on time, and maybe have few efficiencies, being smarter how we work. Then COVID happened, and so we sent everyone home, so they will click from one meeting to another to third, and people just added more time. They didn't have to drive home, so we got productivity that way. Automation is now high end. Everyone wants everything digitized. But then came AI and took everything by the storm. So now I know a lot of fear is replacing certain positions, but it's really transforming them into something else that is, I think you don't have to go into minutia and be bored with your job. That's all exciting. However, if you do the change to a person, it's painful, difficult, and stressful. If you do change with the person, that's a different story. And I think this university is going to do the second one.
Can I use that?
Absolutely.
I'm going to use that. I love that. Well, the other thing that I know Rowan is very excited about, we are here at the medical school too, and that is the role of virtual reality, especially in our curriculum.
Yes.
I'm so excited about this, I can't even tell you. So I'm going to ask the expert, where do you see virtual reality?
I think it's going to have, it will be part of our classroom work. but it's a training of any kind. So here's the interesting part I see. When you think about education, we always had professor who understands and navigates and advise for a particular skill set among so much data and information to create the educational outcome. But when there are so many companies that are really trying to do that now on their own, right? And VR can be our product. We can actually release that with expertise, with guarantees of certain things, knowing the parameters, knowing who is your student out there. If you are training a medical assistant, and does a hospital need to send them all to college, we can send that to them. There are many opportunities where we are visual people.
Yes.
We like to interact with something, and you know that story. So if you just tell me, I will forget, and you know. But if you show me and I'm immersed in it, I learn quickly. I don't forget that fast. So that's where this opportunity is. Now it is really moving slow because it's very expensive. So we gotta figure out how to make it much cheaper.
Yeah,
to scale up.
I completely agree with the cost of it, and I do hope as technology gets, you know, more and more in this space that we're going to see some of the costs come down. But I'm very happy that we're investing in this and using these tools right now because I think several reasons. One is we need to. Don't be afraid. You said that earlier. Yeah. I think our teachers, you know, need to be embracing this because our students already have. Our students are in this space already. They've been for a while. You know, AI is not new. Virtual reality is not new. But we need to bring it to education. And this is the other thing, and I'll ask your opinion on this. Can we make it fun?
Yeah, I think you're right. Everyone today everyone who's born now, or 18, 20 years ago, now is born with a tablet. And so digital is a native environment. So virtual reality to them is more comfortable almost than just a conversation with two people.
Absolutely.
Sometimes. So having to introduce the tool, especially across different disciplines, it easily to bond them to for all those to find commonalities and actually innovate together. So making it fun, I love that you an helm or leading institution and you're thinking that way, so you can actually influence that. Why not? Let's be a leader in that. That makes sense to me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mira, thank you so much for coming and spending time with us. And thank you for all the work that you have done and working to us in the future. I can't wait. We're already talking on apps and everything. Like, there's a lot going on in the background. But and I want to once again I want to thank our viewers for tuning in, meeting these exceptional people that are helping us move our mission of the medical school forward. So please tune again in next month as we bring in yet another thought leader. Bye now.